Welcome back to Vintage HLC Show and Tell. Today we're looking at pieces made by Homer Laughlin and decorated by LeNoir China out of Bristol, Tennessee in the 1940s. Now before we get too far into this with LeNoir, we have to talk about Cumbo, which was based out of Abingdon, Virginia. So that's Cumbo China. This company was founded by Jacob Ruskin and his wife Mabel Cumbo. It was in operation from about the mid-1930s to 1980. And they would decorate wares from potteries all over the country. They also did some repair of china and porcelain. So here on this booklet on Cumbo, we see some pieces by Homer Laughlin. This is Eggshell Nautilus, this tea set that's decorated by Cumbo. But as I leaf through, you can see all the different shapes and some of the different patterns. And most of these do not come from Homer Laughlin. When it comes to dinnerware, they tended to favor Steubenville pottery, which we'll probably see some here in a minute. That's Georgian eggshell right there from Homer Laughlin. So all this is hand-painted work. The gold is hand-painted. There's no stamps like we saw in the previous video. This is all by Steubenville Pottery. So they bought the blanks and then decorated there in Abingdon, Virginia. This is all Steubenville as well. Now when I was in Bristol, Tennessee several years ago at an antique mall, I ran into the author of this book. His name's Richard Foyle. So I was fortunate to get some author insights with respect to Cumbo. And he said that there were a lot of splinter groups that popped up from this because at any given time there were dozens of artists working here. And before I move on, I want to mention that because that seemed to be very important to him, that they are called artists, the people who painted these pieces. Because even though these patterns were predetermined by the owners, and then everybody had to paint the same thing, and when we were instructed how to paint, they were considered studio workers. But in his opinion, they should be called artists because everything had its own individual look to it. Everything had their own individual brush strokes. But that was something that he pointed out, and it's actually here in the book as well. So I wanted to mention that. But about the splinter groups, some people would get the bright idea that they could go off on their own and make this type of ware just using blanks and decorating it how they see fit. Most of them failed, with the exception of LeNoir. Now LeNoir was based out of Bristol, Tennessee, very close to Abingdon, Virginia. In fact, Bristol is on the Tennessee-Virginia state line, and the town is divided in two. So we're going to look at some of these pieces. A lot of times the Homer Laughlin mark is blotted out. And I think in this one, yes, I had to take a piece of steel wool to rub the gold off to see the back stamp underneath. It comes from the 1940s. And with most of these pieces, they would put a marking system on here. So this says C36/1213. Now the C36 refers to the shape. So this is a Cable 36's jug. And then the 1213, I believe that's probably the identification of this pattern. It may be the artist number, but I think it's the pattern number. So if we look at another jug, a smaller size, we should see a different trade size number. This one's C42-125, and there's a LeNoir back stamp, hand painted. And most of the designs I'm showing you are variations of what Cumbo had started. There are a couple that are unique to LeNoir, but most of them are just variations. This is another C42 jug. This one comes from, oh, I can't see the back stamp, 1946. Again, C42 with LeNoir. This one's a little bit bigger, so this one, yeah, C36, 1946. A lot of these are dated 46. The one with the pine cones, turn it upside down. C42, again 1946. We see the LeNoir marking. Sometimes they use stickers. We can go over to this Georgian eggshell tea set. In this case, they didn't use any numbers. They actually have a pattern name for this one, and it's Fernbray. This is from 1946 as well. And we see the remnant of a LeNoir sticker. A lot of these were sold in jewelry stores and department stores locally in the area. Here they blotted out the Homer Laughlin back stamp. They kept the date code, 1946. I thought I had another sticker here. Let's see. Oh, it's on this demi-tasse. Swing eggshell with the bluebird. I don't know if that's going to show up. The saucer has a LeNoir gold mark. Homer Laughlin's been blotted out, as is the date code, but they left the eggshell. But that's swing eggshell, demi-tasse cup and saucer. We see another version here. This is a variation of a combo pattern. Again, Homer Laughlin's blotted out, as is the date code. Georgian eggshell demi-tasse cup and saucer. All the whole Homer Laughlin markings blotted out in this case. Swing eggshell demi-tasse creamers. Some swing eggshell demi-tasse pots. We see that tea leaf pattern again. A little LeNoir back stamp. Georgian eggshell shakers with the palm tree. And Republic jugs, or creamers. We got two different sizes here. So they got R48 for Republic 48's jug. Homer Laughlin's blotted out. You do see the logo up top, however. And this one is an R48, so that's Republic 48's jug. This comes from 1945. There's your LeNoir marking, hand decorated, Bristol, Virginia, R42. So Republic 42. You see the sort of copper looking decoration. So they did both copper and gold. And this one's an R48's jug. Republic 48's. LeNoir overglaze gold stamp. Violets on a Georgian eggshell creamer. Got LeNoir off to the side. And LG with 1028, 1946. And finally, some Andover eggshell creamers. These would be early 1940s. So we've got the parrots, nice gold trim all over this one. Date code's covered up. And same on this one, the date code's covered up. We have the bird bath. On the other side, I think, is a small trellis design. So LeNoir pieces are not that difficult to find, and you find there's a wide variety of different decorations. The combo pieces are going to be much more difficult. Again, combo did not favor Homer Laughlin wares, but LeNoir did. So that's going to be it for now, and next time we'll look at the Hudson shape.